welcome to the introductions to the models of the cities. And today we are not only going to talk about the models of cities. We're mentioning about Latin America, North Africa, the Middle East, Sub-Saharan Africa, East Asia, and South Asia. All these continents and cities, how they perform, how they act as a city, and how their differences. It's today we are going to talk about in the model cities in this slide. So basic information is what is model of the city. So the introduction of model of city is to show the urban structure, which is the arrangement of land use in urban areas. Sociologists, economists, and geographers have developed several models explaining where different types of people and business tend to exist within the urban settings. So we can see this is the basic introduction or definition of model of city. So as you see, you need to highlight the urban structure, and also you need to highlight the arrangement of land. Um, Business tend to exist within the urban setting. Highlight the urban settings. So we can see there are two graphs on your screen. We can analyze them more because we can see for example, in Guangzhou, we have transportation demand management. We have Guangzhou Metro. We have MTR. We have taxi. However, is Guangzhou's demand really fit the needs? So that's what we are going to talk about in the cities. Is the transportation demand management, and here we go. The supportive land use practices. So, is Guangzhou uses land perfectly or efficiently? And the sustainable travel options, are there sustainable travel options in Guangzhou, like the BRT, like the MT, like the Guangzhou Metro? And we can see the relationships in the city, which is transport to accessibility to land use and to activities. These four factors form a city. So we are going to talk about the structures of the city who fits into these four categories. So, come to the first. We have these three key areas or regions we need to introduce, which is the Africa, Latin America, and Southeast Asian city. So ignore the structure, the pattern. We see these little tests in the below of the picture, which is the regional extension, residential, mature, in situ assertion, elite, and squatters. These are can apply not only to a model of the city, but also into our campus, into our actually many things. So let's see, where's original? Original is the core. It's the core. It's the core. Sorry, it's the core. So where's the core of NCPA? You can say, from the grade 9 we move in. We can say the core is gym, and also we can see the core is the cafeteria because cafeteria is the largest building. For honestly, when I first come to the NCPA, I think the cafeteria is kind of like a hall. So maybe where's the extension? Extension thinks that there's at the first time it is not there, but after years ago it showed up. So the extension may be AQ3, AQ2. So these two buildings currently ULC is using it, but it's actually the extension to NCPA. And where's the major? You can think about it. Where's the major? Where's the lead? Where's the squatters? Who is the squatters over here? So we can say in a city, squatter is the lower class of a city. So in NCPA, who has the largest number and uh, somehow in a lower class? Us, right? Students. And the lead, who is the lead? The lead has smaller numbers, but they have greater right. They live in a better place. They can control the campus and the rules. They are teachers. So actually, model cities can apply to all different areas and in our lives. So an analysis is good for us because we can see through the urban structures, through the model cities, we can know a lot about our daily life, about campus life. So this is the importance why we study it. Okay, move on. So we can say the regional, we can see elite, squatters. These are the key elements or aspects, please kind of circle it on your notebook. And port, where's port? Something go in, something go out, maybe the main hall. And okay, let's talk about Latin America. Where's Latin America? Actually, in North America and South America, with Latin America is shown in your screen, which is from the Mexico and to the entire Southern Africa, except some colonies by Europe countries. Okay, so this is the model of cities in Latin America. We can just see it. So here's an example in a city in Latin America. Any of the people who know what this city is, it is really famous. Yes, São Paulo, and actually it is the largest city in Latin America. So we can observe the pictures of the city. We can see. Can you guys see where's the market and where's the CBD? What is CBD? CBD is the Central Business District. So this is the most, kind of say, most advanced, the most developed part in the city. And where's the spine? Where's the mall? And there's industrial park. So we can see there's a lot of buildings, skyscrapers. That must be CBD. And there's like a church, because and the churches were not located in the CBD, so we can assume the church is in, like I said, a spine, things like that. Okay, so we can see from the picture, you can basically have an idea on how city is gonna arrange in this way. So observe, where's the CBD? Where's the industrial park? Okay, here's another example. This city is located in Argentina, and we can see this is a huge tower in the middle of the streets. So we can assume, where is it? It's definitely by the core of the city. Maybe not the CBD, because the buildings are not so tall, not so high, but in Argentina, Latin America, it's not like New York, not like Manhattan. So this city may not have many skyscrapers because we can see nothing on it. So we can assume this is kind of CBD in the city. Next one. So in this case, in a city, we can see from the model series this names disseminated sector. What is disseminated sector? It is the sector for very poor people of the city. So here's the picture. You can see there's still many buildings, but you can easily see it is definitely not CBD, and the building seems like poor or kind of in a mess. Why? Because people will not put effort in it, because the people living in there are fighting for their lives. So this is the favelas of Rio. It's located in Brazil. Brazil is kind of developing country, but there's a lot of poor people in Brazil. Even kind of compared to China, the Brazil has the same situation as China. Okay, so we analyze different part of the city in Latin America. You can see the model of the city over there, and you need to be able to locate different parts of the city by which we gave you the structures of the city, the models of the city. Next one. North America, Africa, and the Middle East and Sub-Saharan Africa. These parts are kind of connected, so they maybe have the same elements in building the city, structures the city. So this is a model for Sub-Saharan African city, and this is a model for Africa city. You can see the similarities, right? They all located like a circle, and the core of the city is located in the right middle of the city. You can see the traditional CBD, colonial CBD, market zone is all in the middle. And from the right picture in Africa, you can see the commercial, residential density, indigenous and high is located in the middle range. So, why is this coming? because North African city has Muslim influences. Sub-Saharan major cities developed by European colonizers. So we all know the history. I don't need to explain it more because why the Africa is developing so slow in this case, because the European colonizing is causing Africa's or even North Africa and the Middle East, the Sub-Saharan Africa, kind of develop slow. Okay, so the Moscow is in the center and has open air markets and walled cities and the country yards with high walls for each family compound. These are the characteristics of the African city or the cities in this region. So we can say the most important parts in the middle. Okay, so these are some examples. You can see this is not developed well because in this maybe conditions or maybe situations, the cities were not like the New York, not like the Shanghai. So this is Tunisia, this is Tripoli, and this is the biggest city, Swaziland. So we can see in this place, they mostly like to is the market, and some of the maybe like the Tunisia, this place may be the residential area. Okay, next part, East Asia. As NCPA students, we may really familiar with East Asia because we live really near to it. So this is the model city in East Asia, and this is the example, which is the Tashkent. It is the largest city in East Asia. So we can see the port zone. Where's the port zone? The city is like develop through the port zone to all different areas. So the port zone kind of be the core of the city. And the market garden zone, it is far away from the port zone, and it is kind of the port, and it is the product. Where's the product come from? And the new industrial estates. So, what is new? So it is kind of awkward because there's a little square on the top of the entire model city. Because the new industrial means that East Asia's countries or cities they're trying to develop, they're trying to use new technologies to develop the cities. So there's a new area for the new industrial factories, things like that. Okay, so next part, which is our South China. Is China part of South China? Of course, and also including what? Including Japan, including Philippines, things like that. So this is the model of the city in Southeast Asia city. Are this similar to you in some case? Yes, it is very similar to the last one, the East Asia. I'll explain. So the most major Asian cities developed by European colonizers on ports. So that's why it's the key, it's the port zone. In the last slide, I explained the East Asia's one. The port zone is also the key. So that's why the model cities depends on the port zone. And there's what squatter areas, the alien commercial zones, suburbs, western commercial zones like that. And here's gives example. These are the comparison between the colonial city and the contemporary city. You can see the differences. This is not native town, which is developed by their own, and this is the local CBD. Right now, because that's why, because the native town without the colonial city it becomes the CBD because it's in the center, and where it's the European suburb, and now they become upper income residential area. So, this place is good, used by Europe, and now the European are gone, and residential, which is rich or things, will live there, and these three models were used in our life. In entire average cities in different continents, they have similarities. They have differences. So that's why we use the models of the city to explain it. Okay, that's the deal. Okay, you now know the cities. You now know why these structures are formed in the city in the history. So these three are the major part of this class. or maybe this presentation, by the way. So I want you guys to give each one example in Africa, in Latin America, in Southeast Asian city. Use an example to present these three structures, these three models. They cannot be the same example I raised before because that's kind of cheating. Okay, so wisely use them. Study by your own. That's it. Hope you enjoy. My name is Shinzo.